Welcome to the BEEVisio training. Preparing the scene for a drawing. Creating a drawing. There are several ways to do this. I can create a new drawing using the quick access toolbar here, provided a drawing template has already been defined. Or I can go to New and select my drawing, click OK, then select a sheet. There are several in the templates window. I'll select that one. I can set it as the default. Then, in future, whenever I open the button in the quick access toolbar, it will always open. Next, a default view window opens where I can select which views I want to have imported and displayed on the drawing sheet. In principle, you can select all four. I need to switch to rendering mode here so that the building is depicted realistically later on and say, OK, place the views for me. In the next step, we'll look at the views in the drawing sheet. Up here, we have other commands just like in the scene. We have Start with New Drawing Sheets, Save, Save As, and Create New Sheet. Here we have the views, where I can display different views within the drawing. We have the annotations. I can also add dimensions here first of all. I can also set various center points and center lines here. I can position free text and text with a leader line. I can create the entire bill of materials here. For a sketch, we have certain lines where I can draw. Under General, we have various line types and styles, as well as layers where I can, in principle, customize the layer settings for the drawing sheet. Here we have the catalog management. We also have additional applications that are not really necessary for normal use are necessary. Right at the top, we have the quick access bar with slightly different commands to those in the scene. On the left-hand side, we have commands such as actions here. These are also, so to speak, quick access commands, which I can also find up here, but which are also placed here. On the left-hand side, we don't have the classic structure tree as in the scene. Normally, the catalogs aren't displayed either. They're pinned here on the right-hand side, depending on the property. You can show or hide the auto hold here. I've only got text catalogs here. That means I have blocks of text that I can drag in. These are important to me when I'd like to add some text blocks to the final drawing to show what items are included in the structure. But you only need that at the end of the presentation. Next, I'd like to have a look at which views I actually need to create a good presentation. We always have the front view, that's the master view. I should always keep that one. I have the side view, the top view, and then I also have an isometric view. I don't necessarily need the top view right now, so I can simply remove it. I can now see that in terms of display, it's a bit small. I can now increase the scale. I have predefined scale values here, but I can set my own scale. If I now move the front view, I notice that the second view, which is linked to it, also moves in the same direction. I have the isometric view, which is completely independent of the others. I'll position it on the dimension line. Right. In the next few steps, I'd like to show you how to and how not to place dimensions straight away. To do this, I'll first click on the view. On the left-hand side, I can see the properties of the view, and I can also see which configuration is currently applied. I can change that at any time. We've already predefined the configuration in the scene, and I can already do a few things. I could say without container. Then I'd have the view without a container. I can do the same with the front and timeline views. Although they're linked in terms of display, in terms of space, but not in terms of the configuration. That means I can apply the configuration to each view independently of the others. I can even choose not to include a floor area for some of them. You could also add a second additional view now. With Let's Render It Now, as I'm saying, I've included a smaller view with a slightly smaller scale. With and without the container. Right. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next BEEVisio training session.